Hey guys, this is Destin Strider / The World of Sunder / plenty of different other names. As far like summoner names go, I've changed my name so many times now. I don't know. Right now I'm Hot Teen Guys. But anyway, this is a new video series that I'm doing for League of Legends. This is a bit different because this is not actually a replay of my play. So thank you to Skiribblez right here for letting me use the replay. This series is one where pretty much I'm going to be taking replays of lower yellow people that want to improve and want to learn what they're doing wrong and see what they're messing up on. So pretty much all I'm going to do is give advice to Mr. Skiribblez here on what he should be doing to help climb out, or what I would do in his situation, because I'm a 1600 yellow player. I'm not like the first and foremost voice on game theory or anything, but I do know what I did to get up to 1600, so I generally know what mistakes people make, what kind of things you should be working on to improve, and at least get up to that point. So while that might not be ideal, people probably want to get above 1600, I'll at least be giving advice based on what I would do in these situations. So, but anyway, I have not watched this replay yet. I haven't even started it. It looks like it's going to be a 2v1 top, because they have no jungler. It looks like Mr. Skiribblez here, the guy who sent me the replay, which thank you, by the way, for letting me use this as the first replay of the series. You're awesome. Mr. Skiribblez here is going to be fighting a 2v1 lane, and I do like the item start. If you're going into a 2v1 lane, always take something like Cop Emmer 5 health pot. You need as much sustain as you possibly can get, even though you're Nidalee. Like, you could start Nidalee with like a Doran's Ring or something and just heal off, but that's not going to provide enough sustain, because you're going to run out of mana. Doran's Ring isn't enough. No jungler. Hard time. Looks like chat filters off in replays right now. That's very strange. Or it's on. Yeah, it's a good thing to call for gank early too, especially in the 2v1 lane. Get them down as far as you can. Put them as far behind you as you can. Though I'd stop. First thing I noticed already, if you think you're going to be fighting a 2v1 lane, never attack the minions unless you're going to get a last hit. You're automatically pushing. Even one hit on a minion wave is pushing. It will cause the waves to push. I know it might not seem like much, but auto-attacking the creep wave will cause the wave to push, and if you're in a 2v1 lane, that's awful for you. You can get zoned really easily doing that. Though it also doesn't look like you have a 2v1 lane. It looks like their jungler just didn't take Smite, which is a huge advantage for your team. And this Alistar is super aggressive, holy crap. Yeah, see how your creep wave is pushing so far? Like, if you had thought you were in a 2v1 lane, you might not want to push this far up. Even now, this is dangerous. You don't have a ward here, and you don't have a ward here. So, pushing like that is gonna make you you're really open to ganks right now. I know it's just Malphite and you're Nidalee, but you're still really open to a gank. You're not 6 yet, so you can't just pounce away for free. Also careful about wasting mana on spears. You haven't wasted much mana on them, but you gotta be careful, especially if you're running like Cloud Armor 5 health pots and AD runes. Your spears aren't gonna do much. Unless you're maxing it first, and you're not. I was gonna say, you don't want to max it first. Level 1 Spear is just not worth the mana cost if you're not gonna hit it. And even if you do hit it sometimes, it's not worth it. Malphite's level 3 or level 4. So yeah, I guess Malphite's just jungling without Smite. And that's a huge advantage. You should probably mention that to your team. I don't know if it's gonna really matter, but you should probably mention to your team or your Alistar that Malphite's jungling without Smite. Which does mean a lot. It means, like, if you guys go start Baron or Dragon or something, they don't have a Smite up on you. So you have a huge advantage as far as objective control here and here. And on their buffs, too. Okay, you have a trap there. I was gonna say you should probably be laying more traps. I'm sorry, I haven't been really commenting on your laning that much. I wasn't watching that trade with Malphite that much. In a situation like this, you do want to be auto-attacking your creep wave, so that's good, at the very least. Like, if the lane's pushing that far, you really do want to be pushing back so that you don't lose last hits to tower. Because Nidalee's not one of those champions that gets last hits under tower for free until, like, level 6-ish. And I don't know why the music isn't on during replays either. This is really weird. It's kind of quiet right now. A little bit eerie. Though right here, I'd stop auto-attacking creep wave, like starting right there. Because that's gonna push out. As Nidalee, the huge advantage you have on Gangplank right now is that you can auto-attack him. He doesn't have range on you. All he has is his Q, and you can heal through that. So really, instead of auto-attacking the creep wave all the time, only auto-attack the creep wave when they're low, like, say, about that much health. So that you'll get the last hit on them. Otherwise, just be attacking Gangplank. Always. Always harass him. That's your huge advantage as Nidalee, is that you have the range on most bruisers, so you can just start hitting them. And they really can't help it. And if they try to trade with you with, like, their ranged skill, you can heal it and keep attacking. How is CS right now? Oh, I like the latency in replays. 41,819. It's pretty good. I'll see how last hitting is around 10 minutes, as far as how well you've done. It looks like you're missing quite a bit, but I can't really tell. Like there, you just missed one, you didn't have to miss that. But, last hittings are something you eventually get with practice, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you to work on your last hitting all I want to, but it's just something you're gonna have to learn how to do. But I'll tell you how you're keeping up. Because considering the fact, like, see right there, you were auto-attacking the creep wave a lot again, and using, like, WE on it to get the creeps. That causes your creep wave to push this far. You still don't have a ward down here. So that's really dangerous play. As soon as their jungler decides he wants to gank you, you're free. You are a free gank. I mean, Nidalee is one of the harder people to gank, though, so it's not that big a deal. But it's still kind of scary. Especially if their jungler's Malphite and he can just ult and slow you the entire time, and that stacks on GP's slow. So, you got our Wriggles, that's good. I hope you throw your ward down here somewhere and in this bush if you're going to throw them somewhere. Because in low elo play, that's usually where the ganks come from. It's either down here or right from this bush. Eventually you're going to want to be warding that, but I don't think at 1050 elo I really ever had to worry about a gank from this bush. So, ooh, bad ward placement. That's not a good place for your ward. And I'll tell you why in a second. Pretty much, you want to ward here. A ward here lets you know if he's coming up the river, if he came out of his tri-bush, so you'll know if he's in there already, but it also lets you know if he's about to come up here and steal your blue or something. Or if GP's going down this way. It lets you know all of that. Because right now with your ward there, GP could easily just like go down here and fucking come around that way or something. He can do plenty of weird shit, and you would just assume he went mid. Sorry, I totally missed that fight. You killed him though, so that's good. Yeah, crucial ward spots are gonna be... Can I ping? No, I can't. That's sad. Crucial ward spots are around here, eventually around there. And if you're bottom lane, I'd ward here, here, and here. Those are all good ward spots, and here's good too. But it is good that you're buying wards. I'll say that. It's really good that you're buying wards. I hope you're watching them, too. Because if you're always... Like, if you have a ward out here, you almost need to always be watching it. I forgot to check your CS. You're at 74 at 11 minutes. It's not awful. You're way above, like, the rest of your team. So that's good. Your Ashe is really far behind. Really far behind. Though Graves seems to only be at 87, so that's bad too. Really, around 12 minutes, you want to be hitting 100 at least. Like, ideal is around 177 at 15 minutes. Ideal at 10 minutes is about 100. Like 110 or something, I forget what it is. But 10 minutes perfect is around 100. 12 minutes you're going to want to actually hit around 100. If you can. You want to get as close as to that as you can. If you can't do it, it's fine. I often don't get there because I'm trading too much. But if you're not trading with GP, like you aren't auto-attacking him a lot and harassing him the whole time, you should be trying to hit that as best you can. Yeah, that could have been avoided with a ward here. Or a trap there. A trap there would be good too. That whole scary situation would have been avoided. I don't think anybody's gonna die here. Oh, he might... Yeah, he's going to. Ashe, or Cully's here. Realize that that was your fault, not Ari's. I wouldn't do that to your team. Mostly because if she's dead, there's two reasons. One of the main reasons I'd say is because if you're not watching this, you're not watching this. Like, this isn't gonna help you if this doesn't. And along with that, don't do that to your teammates too. If you do stuff like that, you're also gonna just make them rage and things will get really bad. Getting frustrated at your teammates is the easiest way to lose in solo queue. No lie. If you'll see, even when your teammates rage at other teammates, they'll, like, your team will lose. Because everybody just doesn't want to play it that way. But yeah. Also, that would have been avoided completely if you had a ward in that tri-bush or a trap in that tri-bush. You would have seen that Malphite early and you would have been able to get out in time. Because you were already practically dead at the point that Akali was there. And to be honest, that whole trade... Sorry, I guess somebody's messaging me. But, to be honest, that whole trade would have been, probably would have been your death anyway. Because... And I don't think her calling MIA would have done anything. Or you noticing her MIA would have done anything. Because when you started that, like, from the time you started that to the time this happened, she could have just walked up there from mid. Like, at the start of that fight. She would have made it there. What's your CS? 102. You're missing around 70. Like, 70 CS right now. So you're around 60% CS efficiency. Which is better than a lot of lower elos, I have to say. So you're doing okay on that front. You just need to practice a bit more. But yeah, that whole trade. Just, you need a ward here, or a ward here, and... Oh god, people inviting me now. Sorry about background noise. I'm ignoring it for now. But yeah, if Ari had called MIA, she would have called MIA while you were here, and Akali could have just run straight, like, as soon as you started doing that, Akali could have run from here to here and made it to you and dived you. So it really wouldn't have mattered if she called MIA. You just got frustrated, you died, which is kind of understandable, and you were like, why no MIA? Which, I mean, I used to do that too. So... But to be honest, thinking about it, that Akali could have killed you anyway. If she had called MIA, it would have sucked for you. And this ward does need to be over here. You really need to start warding over there more. And then also always be paying attention to it, as I said. Always pay it. If you lay a ward over here, always pay attention to it, otherwise they can sneak past and get in this bush and you'll be like, what? An enemy has been slain. Here is a good ward spot too. But here is probably better. It'll let you know if people come out there too. Oh dear. That doesn't look... Oh. Oh jeez, that was a pretty nice spear.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
What did you buy? Dodge Boots, Brutalizer, going into Phage. Dodge Boots is actually probably a pretty good buy. No joke. That was probably a really good idea on your part, because the extra armor will help against Graves, who's honestly the most... I don't know if you did this intentionally. But Graves is going to be doing a ton of damage. You probably did it just to counter GP. But Graves will be a problem. So getting that dodge boots was a pretty good call. Because Graves has been the highest CS, highest kills on their team, and he's ahead of you in CS too. That's a dangerous dive. Tarek can't really help you here too much. I'm not sure what you're doing right there. That's confusing me. Yeah, you don't need to take 3 tower shots like that. The closest you can get to the tower is around right there. You can stand in that corner, and there's like a tiny bit. I'll explain that in a minute. Yeah, you got caught by that, because you didn't have a ward. That's another thing. If you don't have wards, don't do risky things. It doesn't matter if it's Tarek's fault for not warding, if it's your fault for not warding, or what. If there isn't a ward, don't be doing that. But anyway, the line as far as this tower goes, it's around here, and it's like straight across until you hit this point where it curves upward a bit. I don't know why it does that, but it seems like if you stand in this little dent over here, you won't get shot, whereas if you just walk across that way, you will get shot here. But not there. So I don't know. If you want to be trading around towers in Italy and just attacking Graves, stand over here and just auto-attack him. And the reason I'm not really looking at your team much is just because I'm trying to focus on what you're doing. So if you wanted me to look at your team... Because right now you were top, there was really no way for you to get down there. You didn't have teleport or anything, so... Best thing you can do right now is to push all the way to the center. So I hope you're about to do that. And you didn't. That's sad. Don't use your Wriggles ward for that if you've already pushed this tower. You needed to place it somewhere around red, and then you could keep pushing that lane safely. But yeah, I'm not really going to criticize your teammates, not because they haven't made mistakes, because I've seen RA make mistakes and I've seen Ali make mistakes. And I just saw Ash make a crazy mistake, but I'm trying to focus on you. So if you want me to point out their mistakes, I can. I don't know. I don't know if people would really want me to do that. I'm supposed to be helping you, not them. $20 minutes, 155. Yeah, you're missing a lot of CS now. You're starting to catch up and get more and more of it, but you're still like 70 behind. 70 to 80. When you see 3 bottom... No, bad idea. Don't go that way. There's no reason. Push this. There's no reason to defend that. They have it. That's a big mistake, too. Like, they either have it, or they're going to defend it. By the time you get there, you're going to be, like, way late. That Akali made a huge mistake by staying. And that's the only reason you might come out of this better than if you didn't go in. Yeah, that Akali made a huge mistake right there, but you had no idea she was making that mistake. A really big play would have been to get this tower, and maybe that tower, if they stayed down there. If they don't stop you, Nidalee is a pushing machine. She can push for as long as she wants, because her pounce keeps her completely safe from ganks. And if you have... Oh geez, that guy got caught really badly at Graves. Ash arrow was super late. What was she doing? Guy's taunted, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna arrow that. Alright, you're backing. Your team needs a whole lot of wards right now. You're completely blind, and that scares me. But this is low elo, so I don't think they're going to take too much advantage of it. This is one, though, if your Tarek hasn't, like, has just not laid wards, start laying them. Like, tell him, ping spots for him, ping, like, here, ping here, ping this blue, ping here, here. These are all really good ward spots. If 2 towers are down, you can ward their jungle and just push them in because you have so much vision. You can tell when people are coming. So yes, just start pinging places for him to ward. Be like, hey Tarek, can you ward here, 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 like, or because he has wards in his inventory, he is going to be laying them. And that Soraka doesn't have an oracles. So she can't pop them. So it is a good time at that point to be like, hey, ward these spots. And you're dangerous right now? No ward. You have no ward. Good thing you're backing off. Like, you have that ward, but that ward doesn't tell you anything. Stop putting it there. Really stop putting that ward there. I'm telling you, put that a bit further down. That lets you know if they go into this bush from the river, rather than this way. Or you put it in the tri-bush and you can push over to here, because they're no longer going to gank you that way. As long as you're paying attention to it, like, this is a way better spot, and so is that. Because right now, look at how much that ward gives you vision of. It's like right here. And if they're in this bush already, they're probably already in immediate position to gank you. Like, if they're around here, and you haven't noticed them yet, you're already, like, dangerous. That's a dangerous, dangerous thing. Many junglers can catch up to you anyway if you notice them at this point and you're, like, here. They'll get you. Like, Skarner, you'd have no chance. Oh, alright. There's not much going on now. I'm just getting buffs. To be honest, right now, that when you saw that Ash Arrow, you should have gone straight in, like, balls deep. Ash Arrow is the best to initiate the game, always follow it. Like, only don't follow it if it's obviously a stupid arrow. But if you see her shoot an arrow and you're at an advantage already, like, that GP was dead and the arrow was flying past you and you backed out. Like, you should just be Wing forward. Because that was a 4v5 and she arrowed into it, she hit somebody. And while I wouldn't always advise taking a red from your AD carry, right now your Ashe is what? Your Ashe has 106 CS at 20 minutes. That is really awful. She won't be doing much outside her arrow. So yeah, taking it's okay. Not too bothered. Especially because you're going to need to be the one who sticks to the target, so that's good for you. You need to tell your team to back out of bottom.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Because essentially, right now, they could Baron for free if they wanted to. You have 2 people bottom. Baron is completely open and unprotected. You haven't warded it. Nobody has warded it. Like, if I were you right now, it's 29 minutes into the game, there's no ward on Baron. Use your wriggles on it. You have to. Because if they do any play that's aggressive and towards Baron, like, I'd toss it right now, that wriggles. But yeah, you had 2 bottom. If they had made any play for Baron, you couldn't have stopped them. Taric and Ali were bottom. You had, what, Ashe, you, and Ari? You couldn't have stopped a 5-man Baron push. And just get lucky that they didn't think of that. In fact, if you see this Malphite bottom and you see that you're 4, you should probably ping it and call it and be like, Malphite's bottom, we should try. Though Malphite has teleport, so it might not be the best idea. Until you know they don't have wards there, that could be bad. So never mind. Don't pay attention to me. I'm being dumb. But yeah, if you see... If it's like 25 minutes or more, 22 even, I don't know, even 20. 20 minutes or more in the game, you see 2 people, 1 to 2 people bottom, and neither of them has teleport, always start pinging Baron, being like, we need to get ready for this, or we need to do this. Especially if it's like their jungler or their AD carry bottom. If it's their jungler or their AD bottom, Baron is free for you. Because they can't damage it. Especially right now. As I was saying earlier, this game. Their jungler doesn't... Oh god, whoa, I fucking knocked shit all over the place. Wow. Alright, anyway. Especially right now. Their jungler doesn't have smite, and you know that. You started the game. As I said at the beginning of the game, notify your team. The jungler doesn't have smite. We can get these objectives easier. That makes Baron even easier. No smite. Your Alistar is smite, so... It's going to be pretty hard for them to steal if they do catch you doing it. I don't know where Taric's wards are going. He's just not laying them. He's had 4 for the longest time. You really do need to tell your support to ward if they have 4 in their inventory and they're doing nothing with it. And if you have to, if they're worried or something, help them. Like, if they tell you it's too dangerous, follow them around. Like, right here. Ping Baron. This is a really good time to Baron. Graves is bottom. You know he's bottom. He doesn't have any... They don't have damage to fight you here. And they don't have a smite, so Baron is free. Baron's completely free for you. Because you're all surrounding it. And you can all be there instantly. Graves can't be there. And Baron is a huge advantage. Also, you see GP going towards Baron? That's scary. Like, one of the biggest things that helps win games is objective control. Controlling Baron, Dragon, and all 4 of the buffs. So knowing when to do them, and when you can, is huge. Around 20 minutes, you do need to be paying attention to these. To Baron. And right when Dragon spawns is when you need to be paying attention to it. And you need to be pinging, like, jungler or dragons up. This is what I mean. You're doing fairly well for your ELO, 6-1-2, and you have decent CS compared to everybody in the game. But yeah, even though it's a winning game, and you're doing well in it, you need to go to a Baron right now. Like, you really need to. This is so good for you. This Baron. And you want to go fight mid. That's not good. it's a 4v5 and all, but Baron pretty much means you win the game. That buff is huge. It is incredibly huge. Your team can't do this either. You can't be going bottom. That's a free Baron for them. Once you get higher elo, you will see people do that. Like, people will come here and start baiting and be like, I'm hitting the tower. If your whole team goes to do that, they're just gonna... That Malphite would have just teleported up here and they would have taken Baron. You would have lost the game for all of you being down here. Like, that is a game-losing mistake that your team just made. And you're just lucky that they didn't take advantage of it. It's a good thing you're checking it. You need to lay... Oh, your Wriggles ward is down. You warded this, I think? If you're going to take Dragon anyway, don't ward it. You won't need to know if they're there. What just happened to Vision? Whoa, everything went black, including you for a second. But anyway, I was saying earlier, this is what I mean, you're 7-1-2. You don't have a bad score. And you have higher CS than everybody in the game, I think. No, Graves is still beating you, but you're still higher CS than everybody. And you're not too far behind in CS that it really matters. Like, your CS isn't so bad that I'm like, you really, really, really need to work on your CS. It doesn't matter. You should have stayed up there, I think. Yeah, if you'd stayed up there, you had a pick on Gangplank. Your Ashe just made a huge mistake. Yeah. What got you aced is you were split up. They were down here, Ashe and Taric and you were up here. What needed to happen was you needed to win that 3v2, and they needed to, like, they just needed to stall. If they stalled and you won that, then you could come down and win this with them. But I mean, that wasn't a really good positioning for your team anyway. You were completely split right there. It's really bad for you.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, Ashe missed arrow right there, but she hit a frost arrow. So he was slowed. You could have caught up really easily. I think you had red too. So it would have been good for you if you had. You can do Baron right now. Once again, there's 2 people bottom. Baron's free. And I keep forgetting to finish this statement. I'm really sorry. I am really sorry right now. But I keep forgetting to finish. You're 8-2. You're doing okay. You're way above everybody in this game. But you are making a lot of mistakes. So this is what I meant by that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's still mistakes made in this game. A lot of people complain about ELO Hell and say that they play their game perfectly. They aren't. And I'm glad you realized that. Because you did say, like, when you put this up, you were like, hey, even though we came out on top, I do think I made a lot of mistakes this game. Yeah, like, that's a good mindset to be in. To realize, hey, I'm making mistakes. Like, something's wrong. Please let me know. Like, that's... Already, you're on your way to being a better player just because of that. Just because you're willing to admit, yes, I did better than everybody in this game, but I didn't do everything I could have. Oops, I just paused it. My bad. Shortcut keys. Too bad. Yeah, this is a free Baron for you. They're top again. This is another situation where this is free Baron. You really need to be pinging it and telling people to go. That ally wants to go. Go do it. Don't fight this Malphite. It doesn't matter. Like, he's worthless to his team. He doesn't have smite. He can't do anything. There's absolutely no way he was going to stop your Baron right there. And you really don't need to chase him anymore. Like, you can just get this. That was free. That was free for the longest time. And the longer you do stuff like that, the more time you give bottom to come up to Baron. Which is big. If that Malphite had gotten away, or that Akali hadn't been there, you could have been dealing with the team fight on Baron that you didn't want. Because yeah, while you got Baron anyway, if you had a team fight on Baron, you guys probably would have lost, actually. If that AD had come up. You didn't need to buy there, just push. Just push, don't buy. I don't know why you went back to buy. Someone could have tanked, they had Malph and GP down at the time. Like, you have Baron buff, you have the advantage, you really need to press it. Going to buy is just going to delay you. Well, now you're not missing any CS. There's really no reason to even comment on CS. Good, good, good. That's happy to see. It's good to see when somebody's like, they don't run from a fight like that. Like, yeah, you got low, yeah, everything, like, it didn't look too good for you, but I mean, you guys had Baron. That was a really good fight for you. You were in the jungle. Like, they got the burst on you and everything, but you had a huge advantage. Your build looks okay. It's pretty solid for 80.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
This game's over at this point. But it probably could have been over earlier, just saying. Alright, Mr. Skiribblez, it's time to push for the win. You have triple pot, you have full build. This is where you really want your team to be pushing with you. Like, just tell them, let's go team fight, let's win. Because you have the inhibitor down, their Nexus turrets are naked. And you can even tell Dash, don't be afraid to arrow if you see somebody, like, in front of me. Because you're far enough ahead that if she arrows somebody, you'll take them out instantly. Black Cleaver Ash sounds like a really awful idea. Only because volley is so huge. I honestly think that Black Cleaver is a really underestimated item, but volley doesn't get any benefit from Black Cleaver. Wow, you blew that guy up. And takedown is OP. You ran straight into God Laser. They didn't focus you, you ran into God Laser.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Well, yeah, that's the end of the game. Good game. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess that's the first video of this video series. Thank you very much to Skiribblez for letting me use your replay as the first one. If anybody else wants me to do something for their replay, just let me know through comments or through messages. That'll work. And if you like this, comments, upvote, subscribe, whatever. Doesn't really matter what you do. If you dislike it, downvote, you can do whatever. Don't care. It's cool. But thank you, Skiribblez. I hope that helped. You can let me know if that helped at all. If you think... Hopefully it's a bit eye-opening to see exactly how many things you could have done to make the game better. Even though you won in the end, there were a couple things you could have done just to make the game a lot smoother and a lot faster, even. That game would have ended way earlier if you had just done the Baron into a bottom like that many times. But either way, you did okay on CS as far as I saw. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't like amazing. But it was pretty good as far as CS went. You could have harassed more in lane, and there were a couple things you could have done through the mid and late to like guide your team. But I mean, otherwise you did pretty good. So yeah, that'll be the first video of the series, which I still need a name for. So if anybody has suggestions for names or anything, I don't even know how I'm gonna let people know that this video series exists. I know I'll be giving it to Skiribblez. The other people are just going to be my subscribers at first. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Be sure if you want me to do a replay of yours or anything like that, just let me know through messages or comments, or if I make a forum post about this, do it on that. Anyway, see you next time.